Chapter 5. Stumbling Toward Secularism. The Supreme Court's decisions in the short term left many people uncertain. Protestants were especially torn, not because they did not understand the cases, but because they could not quite figure out their proper political response. The United States had historically had a Protestant cast to public life. Protestant cultural influence was so great that as late as 1942, Franklin Roosevelt could say to two advisers without any sense of shame that Catholics and Jews lived in the United States only under sufferance. The fact that one of the advisers was Catholic and the other was Jewish suggested that Roosevelt thought he was simply articulating an obvious truth. If Protestant religious leaders did not go quite that far, at least not publicly, that was because they had begun to sense their own weakness. Starting in the late 19th century, some Protestant modernizers had begun to undertake a series of strategic shifts. The first was a modification of their belief, adapting Christian dogma to the discoveries of science and the historical study of the Bible. These discoveries challenged past beliefs, rendering many specific dogmas untenable and systematically undermining components of Christian doctrine. But because theologians had long acknowledged that an infinite God used metaphor to appear before finite human beings, the challenge left Protestant modernizers only momentarily troubled. God spoke in the Bible in a way that was inexact, but keyed to the understanding of the people of the time, they believed. Now that human understanding had changed, the task of theology was to extract the timeless universals from the historical particulars. The obsolete specifics were the accidents of history that did not affect the timeless core of revelation that remained. The reconsideration of their doctrine allowed for other shifts, especially a new attempt to make peace with religious diversity. To some extent, that meant making their peace with the American religious scene. There had long been a centrifugal force within American spirituality that produced a bewildering congeries of new religious forms. Universalists, ethical culturalists, theosophists, spiritualists.